On our last hunt, I set out in search of another deer or a hog for Thanksgiving dinner. I drove as far as I could into our property and then hiked even further. It was an eventful night. Nothing turned up. Almost nothing. The next day, I called in reinforcements and hoped to get Afton onto her first deer, and it almost happened. Until... I don't take defeat well.
That's a wrap.
Early, cold. This hunt starts like any other. Breakfast of champions, drive to the club, get dressed for the cold. Pulling in here these mornings, get nervous every time, man. I'm thinking today might be the day. Hopefully I'm right. On a favorable wind with good deer movement on camera, my plan hasn't changed much. I chose the spot that I hunted the day before, hoping to see Afton's buck again. But it wasn't to be. So I called an audible, grabbed my .22, and went looking for camp food. When they're in season, squirrels make a great camp meal. Okay, not a bad shot at all. It's like a headshot, exactly what you want. And that's lunch. Easy to clean, and they taste great, especially if you have access to just a few ingredients. I throw an egg in my cooler, seasoning, flour, and a single burner camp stove in the car. That's everything you need for a delicious midday snack. This is so good. One of my favorite things when you can do it, when you got time to do it, is just cooking at the camp. It's a good way to break up the morning and the afternoon hunt. Relax and recharge a little bit. And this is delicious. Absolutely love it. Squirrel meat's so good. It's like a tiny fried chicken. Delicious. Rested and recharged, now I'm ready to head back to the blind. The wind's consistent, so my plan hasn't changed. This time, persistence paid off, right at sunset. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. All right, it's starting to rain a little bit, so I'm gonna press the issue here, but I can see the deer down over here. I think she's long expired. I don't think there's any risk of me pushing her or anything, so I've been back and got the bad boy. I'm gonna go over here, see what kind of shape she's in, and get her loaded up, man. I'm so thrilled. This blessed to have this animal. Just feel really grateful. I mean, it's just a beautiful night, but it's starting to drizzle a little bit, so I better get a move on. Beautiful deer. Yep. Nice doe. Pretty girl. Thank you so much. Beautiful deer. I'm grateful to have her, and really looking forward to it. There's nothing better coming in the holidays than fresh venison. I know the kids love it. Looking forward to backstraps for Thanksgiving. Just so grateful. So grateful for this girl, and make sure that nothing goes to waste. Depending on your shot placement, you may be able to harvest the heart intact during field dressing. With this doe, I was able to do just that. And that gives us the opportunity to try a new cut of meat in an effort to let nothing go to waste. This being our first venison heart, I'm not going to attempt to tell you step by step how to do this. What I will tell you is, cleaning a heart is incredibly easy. Take your time, remove the arteries, carefully remove the fat, follow the seams separating the ventricles,
It's all a spider web.
once you lay it flat, it's like any other cut of meat. All right, so I'm really excited to try our first ever venison heart. I've always wanted to do this. Like a lot of people, I've been somewhat apprehensive, haven't had an opportunity to try it. But we're gonna try this. It is readily available, right? If you harvest a deer and you're even gonna dress it yourself, you have access to the heart a lot easier than you do the rest of the deer where you have to skin it and quarter it out. So we're gonna make this tonight. Even though I'm at home, we're gonna do this with ingredients that you'd have readily available to you or easy to carry in your pack in the field and just see what this is like. And honestly, any cut of meat that you make with butter and garlic and your favorite seasoning, and then top it with the sauce that I have cooked up tonight, which is it's gonna be bourbon, your favorite bourbon, honey and pepper. If that's not delicious, you need to throw the meat away. This is gonna be delicious, and let's get going. Afton's already cleaned this up for it. We got the pans heated up over here. Let's throw these in. All right, this pan's getting hot and the olive oil is starting to smoke. So we're ready to throw the meat on. And at this point, as I said, once this has been cleaned up, it's just like it's like a thin cut of any steak that you would cook. So one of these is thicker than the other. We've got these seasoned up. We're just gonna lay these in the pan, and we're gonna let these go for, let's say the thinner piece, 1 to 2 minutes per side, and the thicker piece is gonna go for, say, add another minute per side, just to make sure that it gets cooked through where that left ventricle is a little bit thicker than the other. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and flip these. When I flip them, I wanna go ahead and add the garlic and the butter. All right. I'm gonna add the butter to the pan. It's gonna smoke a bit. I'm gonna add the garlic. Again, we're just using ingredients that we would have readily available when we're at the camp.
Stop.
It's not live, Afton!
What?
I think the smaller pieces are ready to come off. So we're just gonna take these off and let them sit for a second. Just let them rest. Smaller bits. I'm gonna taste that one first. Okay. And this larger piece, I'm gonna let that sit for about another 60 seconds. Tell me that doesn't look delicious.
I know, right?
Swirl that around the butter. That's been sitting. I wanna try this. Think it's cool enough to try? It is not. It's not cool enough to try. It's hot as a dickens.
I'm nervous.
Look at that. Perfectly cooked. All right, so we dip it in the sauce.
And
That's amazing. This is bittersweet for me because that is so stinking good. I feel guilty, legitimately guilty, for every deer I've ever harvested and not taking the heart. For something that you can get, it's readily available to you when you start to just field dress the animal, that you have available to you in the camp. Easy ingredients can make this just as easy and delicious to cook as a backstrap or a tenderloin or anything else. Absolutely, I'll be doing this every single time we harvest a deer from here on out, 100%. I encourage you to try it too. Don't be apprehensive about it. It looks a little bit intimidating. It looked intimidating to us too, but the end result cannot be ignored. This is so stinking good. You guys are gonna love it too. I hope that you found this at least somewhat informative or reassuring, because I'm gonna sit here and finish this thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time, and God bless.